Okay, so my name is Tasha Smutney. I am a gold consultant and an IATAN card holder. And we're going to talk about booking Disney and Universal. And I kind of put this together, one, because they're both really popular destinations, but also I have a good amount of clients or people that say, hey, how can I combine everything into an Orlando vacation, right? So a lot of people want to actually book both into one trip. All right. So that is something that we're going to kind of talk about. How do we put together a whole Orlando package? And you'll kind of see how we book each of them, but also how we can put them together, right? So a couple of things with that. Sometimes people want to stay at one location and go to both theme parks. They are, depending on Orlando traffic, 20, 30 minutes. It can take sometimes away from each other. But a lot of people will stay at Universal and then go to Disney, and they do offer shuttles from, excuse me, Universal offers some shuttle services. With that being said, know that it's like 1 in the morning and 1 at closing. So it isn't like all day long continuous. But there's also other hotels that are not on either property that you could book a client at so that they could be a good distance from both, and they offer shuttles. So that's also an option. So I'm going to start with Disney. Let me share my screen just to make sure you know the different options for booking Disney too, because sometimes people don't know how they can find those different things. So when you log into Disney Travel Agents, it's going to be defaulted to Walt Disney World as your destination, but you can do a drop down here. So if you're going to book on Disney property, you keep it on Walt Disney World. If you want off-property hotels, WDW, more great accommodations, those are going to give you those good neighbor hotels, which also will typically put together a package with tickets. Now, if they're staying just on a Universal property or not something you can find in here, you could do just tickets, right? Now, just tickets is also where you go if you're doing an add-on like the Halloween party, the Christmas party, any of those things. The add-ons are in tickets only as well. So it really depends what the client is looking for. I've had clients who say, we're going to split the week. We want to stay at a Disney resort. We want to stay at a Universal on property. And we're just going to switch hotels partway through the week, whatever the case may be. So booking a Disney hotel, you do the same thing, whether it's a good neighbor hotel or on property. I'm going to book a little bit out just so we can see, like deposit rates. So let's say they want to go in March. And let's say they want to split this week. So they want to come in on Wednesday or on Saturday, and they want to switch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe they want to switch on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll do Wednesday because maybe they do the park on Wednesday and then switch, right? You do have to put how many adults, how many children. Know that for both Disney and Universal, a child over 10 is going to be charged an adult ticket, right? It's actually 10 and older. So I'm going to do one at 10 and one that's younger, just so I can show you that. And you can choose either all hotels or the category or individual hotels. So I could choose, that I want a deluxe hotel, or maybe my client has told me a specific hotel, right? But you can choose the category. You could choose the specific hotel. I typically, when I'm doing a quote, I'm looking at all hotels to find the best rate, right? It always sorts by Disney's picks, not necessarily by lowest to highest. And this is going to show you the average night without taxes and fees. So as you can see, we've got $200 and we've got $730 a night. So there is a big, big range on property, right? I do encourage you, if you have not, to do the Disney's College of Knowledge. I also encourage you to be in Facebook groups like Disney Tips and Tricks, Walt Disney World Tips and Tricks, because there are people that have gone to Disney over and over and over and over again, and they will answer questions like, my kids are this age, what's the best hotel? Like, and people will specifically say, well, if you want to be able to go back to your hotel in the middle of the day and you're going mostly Magic Kingdom, these are your best options. So it's really a good way to see some of those answers as well. So I am in this group. Be very careful. I got blocked from commenting or liking for like 3 weeks because I even hinted at I was a travel agent, and I didn't mean like for somebody to call me. Like somebody said, we can't find this availability. And all I said was it's showing up on the TA site is all I said. Like, so maybe you should call them. And they like blocked me. They're very strict on this site. You can absolutely answer questions and that kind of thing. Just don't even hint at being a travel agent on this site. But great place for information, but also doing Disney's training is going to help you know about these different hotels. Okay. So for example, like the Art of Animation and see if it's available, Pop Century are technically, see, it doesn't want to show up, are technically value resorts. Let me go to the top and just select value. Price low to high. There we go. They're technically Pop Century and Art of Animation. They're value resorts, but they're kind of an upgrade from the other value resorts. In that, you know, you can get the Skyliner, which is like a ski gondola to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And you don't have to get just buses from those, but they're still going to have, you know, food court type food as opposed to a nice sit down restaurant. And it's still a lot of exterior hallways to get into your rooms instead of interior hallways. But they're a little bit upgraded and newer than the other value resorts. So knowing those types of things is helpful. But no matter what you choose, the Art of Animation also has really good family suites. No matter what you choose, it's knowing what your client wants, the same as any other vendor that you would be using. So they do put things like this up here. This doesn't affect us because it's just January, but that the Skyliner is going to be closed. They do show you any deals currently going on. So they do have Kids Play and Dine. It's like a 50% off for kids with a dining plan, but they also have 25% off rooms. We're going to assume they're not a pass holder or a Florida resident. Oops. I meant to click the arrow and it clicked that. I didn't want that. Let's go back because they are not. So we're going to check out these two. So the offer details. Room, theme park tickets, dining plan is included in this one. And kids ages 3 to 9, park tickets and dining plans half off with the purchase of a non-discounted 4-night, 4-day Disney Travel Company package. Now this one, they only have one kid. It might still help. But you can put the dining plan in there too. So they do have themed like regular rooms, but then they have these nice family suites too. So You could choose family suites and not choose the specific kind, and that's why it's a tiny bit less money. Theme assigned at check-in, or if you know they really want something specific, Cars, Lion King, Finding Nemo. We'll just go with this. It has a queen bed, a double-size sleeper sofa, and a double-size table bed. When I talk about that, they have like a table in the room, and it's a Murphy bed, comes down, but the table folds up. This will sleep up to 6 adults. So they've got plenty of space in the family suite. That's going to keep popping up about park reservations, but after January 9th, they no longer need to reserve their park for the day. Okay, so this is including their hotel, the family suite. This is giving them 5 park days between Saturday and Saturday, which if they're staying 5 days, they may not necessarily need all 5 of those, but again, you would edit it based on what your client needed, right? When you go in and edit, you can make a choice of what kind of ticket, how many days of tickets. Sometimes my Disney page likes to be difficult on Chrome, and I don't know why. It's more when it goes to this Go Disney, because this is actually off the travel agent site. If I need to, I'll pull it up on Safari. For some reason, it's gives me trouble this way. Let's pull it up real quick. It was March 9th. Checking out on that date. We did a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. I'm just gonna skip down to Art of Animation because I know that's what we're choosing. Yeah, some reason the site does not work great for me on Chrome, and I don't know why. So we're doing the Kids Dine and Play, because that is going to give them a discount more than just the 25% off the room. And we chose just any kind of suite. I'm going to edit the tickets. So again, right now what I'm doing is I'm doing the 2 stays separate, and they're just going to transfer hotels midway through their week, right? And again, it's going to depend on what the client wants. I'm going to bump it down to 4 days. And I'm going to give them the park hopper option. I'm not going to upgrade to, wait a minute. Water park. Oh no, because that's not hopper. Never mind. So they have different options. The base ticket is 1 park per day. The water park and sports option, it's a regular base ticket, and then it gives them admission to 1 park per day plus visits to water park or mini golf. Then Park Hopper Plus gives them the hopper ticket. They can go from park to park, and that water park and sports. Where they're splitting the time, they're probably not going to have time for the water park and the mini golf. So that's why I'm just going with the Park Hopper. Okay. Now, they also have Memory Maker, which is Disney PhotoPass photos and videos from their vacation. It includes, ride photos, anytime there's a photographer, a character greeting. It is less money if they purchase ahead of time, okay? However, if you purchase Genie Plus on any day, which is the paid service for reserving, they call them lightning lanes, that you can get a return time for specific rides. like memory makers included that day. So I usually ask the clients if they want that or not. They have the Disney dining plan included here. If you want to see what it includes, you can click the edit because we chose that kids dine and play. So they're getting the full dining plan. Each day they get one table service, one quick service, one snack, non-alcoholic drink. They get their resort refillable mug per person for the length of their stay. Plus they can redeem meals for the special dining experiences, right? This plan includes the highest one, the rate code we chose. They do also offer other options. All right. And there are more details. We're going to keep that. Disney does give you the option for a rental car. Okay. So if they were staying at one resort the whole time and doing so many tickets and they wanted to do a rental car and they could drive to Universal, you can add that in there. They do offer travel protection. I usually will quote any kind of travel I do with travel protection. It's $190 on a over $6,000 package. Like I personally feel like that's a no-brainer. But there are people who deny travel protection. Most people I work with do not, but so now I have the total for their Disney stay, Saturday to Wednesday, right? $6,600.69. Typically, Disney is always a $200 deposit plus travel protection. So this deposit's going to be $390. Okay. So now where I'm booking them separate, I'm going to now go and book Universal. We book Universal through VAX. So we want to go Universal Parks and Resorts, Orlando. Now there are multiple options to choose here. They're all kind of different. So they do offer air, but where we're splitting a stay, I'm not going to quote air right now. Save 25% off a vacation. Create your own vacation is going to give you different options for their tickets and stuff like that. An exclusive vacation package, they have different things like a Harry Potter plan, Halloween Horror Nights plan. Premier is going to book them only in one of the premier, one of the 3 premier hotels. And those are, they also give them the unlimited express pass for free, which is Universal's line skipping upcharge. They have Florida, they have Canada. You can buy just theme park tickets again if they were staying somewhere else. And then they have annual packages. I usually start with that create your own because it gives you the most flexibility to accommodate what your client wants, right? I will typically check the others just to see if the restrictions match what my clients want. So we're going March. They're going to check in the 13th. And they're going to check out Sunday. So they're doing a Saturday to Sunday vacation, right? So 4 nights there. Now, if this is including tickets, that's a really good price. This is actually doing their lowest. Nope, it's not doing their lowest first. Let's start with preferred because we're going to do resort hotels. So Universal has 4 levels of hotels. They have their value hotels. They have 2 of them. They have prime value. There's also 2. Then they have 1 preferred and then the 3 premier. Again, depending what your client is looking for, right? I like for families I like Cabana Bay because there's a lot of activities. Again, it depends what they're looking for, right? This is showing that this has a 4-night discount. That's why we're seeing that. You can see those ranges and differences. So we saw down around 900 versus 3,000. This is one of the premier resorts that gives them that express pass. Okay. Oh, Invax, when you choose Invax, you choose the supplier. There's a drop down right at the top when you're about to do a booking, and you're going to choose Universal Orlando because there's also for Universal Hollywood. Okay. So that's why we're seeing these much different prices. These premier hotels are really high quality. Again, it depends what my client has given me as a quote, right? Now, Endless Summer, there's 2 different ones. They're going to be a little bit more money, or a little bit, not more money, a little less money, and a little bit longer to get to the parks, but you still can. Adventura and Cabana Bay are their prime. They do have nice amenities. Again, it's going to be, mostly a food court type of thing. I stayed at Cabana Bay. I actually really like it. Sapphire Falls is their preferred. That's 1 level up. It does have access to the water shuttle instead of just buses to get to City Walk and into the parks. I mean, I don't know that it's worth $500 extra, right? But let's go with that mid-range, right? So Cabana Bay is really nice and fun theming and great for families. It also, if they're going to go to the water park, Volcano Bay, it has a dedicated walking path. They do have suites as well. Okay. So let's look as far as rooms. It also has a lazy river. It has 2 different pool areas, one with water slides. It has, for an upcharge, it has bowling. So the family suite is only $140 extra to give them that extra space. They do have different ones, like these are exterior entry, all right? Just looking at the difference in price for the interior. The interior entry is only like $20 more. So we'll do that one. I will say that the Universal hotels on their property tend to be a little less money than the Disney hotels. So this is giving them the features. Let me zoom it so you can see that a little bit better. So it's giving them a 3-park, 4-day park-to-park ticket. I'm just going to double check if there's still doing the special. They were doing one buy 3, get 2 days free. They're getting a discount for a $50 discount for getting a 3-park ticket. This includes a cancel for any reason policy. I will tell you, I just had to use this. And when I spoke to the person in Universal on the phone, you can cancel up to 24 hours before, or move your trip up to 24 hours before. And all you lose is the cancel for any reason if you cancel it. But if you move it to a different date, you don't lose that. It's still in effect. Now, she said, if your client is traveling, if they're traveling on the day of and something happens and their flight's canceled, even though it says 24 hours, still call us. They would, no matter what they do with the trip, they would lose the $55 cancel for any reason policy. But they could still move the whole thing or cancel it and get their money back day of. They would just lose the $55. She said, technically it says you can't, but she told me you can, right? Now this is including, they get early park admission because of it. This is including round trip super shuttle to Orlando International Airport. Where they're splitting their stay, they wouldn't necessarily need round trip. But I will tell you this, they could get round trip and then get a shuttle to their Disney hotel the day they fly in. But for now, I'm going to remove it because we don't know what the plan is for flying. All right. And I'm just going to double check the tickets because I know they had another promotion and I just want to make sure. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to edit. I want to make sure that I'm not missing a better promotion. There's lots of options and it can get a little complicated. So we can add one-way Universal Super Shuttle, Orlando International to the hotel, or the other way around. Instead of $153, it'd be $90. So I am going to add that so that they at least have that back from their trip. And then I want tickets. Transfer to Universal, Walt Disney World Hotel to Universal Hotel to MCO they have, but that's not what they need. But just so you know, like they have transfers to Port Canaveral in Orlando. They have like all of those things. So here are all my tickets. Let me scroll down. We definitely want to keep it at a park to park. I'm just looking to see if they still had that perk. So currently we're at a 3-park 4-day dated ticket. They had a promotion and it might be over, but that you pay for 3 days and you get 5 days. So that promotion is over. So I'm going to leave it at what it is. Okay. So we have their total. And if I want to see my commission on backs, I go in and I click booking administration. So this is $521. It was 5 something with Disney. So we're going to get about $1,000. And this is going to cost them. So we're at $3,611. Let's go to checkout. So it's going to be 10,200-ish for both. All right, with all of their tickets, everything for 4 people. Now, that is with booking, and this is dining at Disney too. That is with booking both resort hotels, right? Oh, I just have to choose the date that they would start. When it's a dated ticket like that, you do have to choose the start date. But they can use any 4 days within a certain amount of time after that. All right, so we have other options though. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna click change hotel because we can change this hotel. And what we can do, a really popular hotel is the Drury Inn and Suites. Now there's one near Disney and there's one near Universal. I don't think Vax will offer both, but we can look. What's great about this, they can get free breakfast. And they also have like snacks out all day long. Now this is not a suite, but if we upped it to a suite, just to see the price comparison of what we'd be paying. It actually doesn't lower it much, because the hotel itself is the one that's the price. Now, other options. If I go back to Disney, so the one option is they can split their stay at 2 different hotels, and just stay on the property, right? Now, we can also book non-Disney hotels. We can book the Good Neighbor hotels. So let's say we booked it, you know, the 9th through the 17th. They could still go to Universal and we can add a car. And we could do flexible dates that they could choose which days they go to which park, right? So let's see. Sorted by price. As you can see already, it's saving them over $1,000 already. But this is for their stay the whole time, not for just those 4 nights. So we're doing a room and ticket, right? We can up to the suite. I'm going to edit these tickets because they don't want 9-day tickets, right? Because they're going to also go to Universal. So let's say they still want, you know, the 4-day ticket or the 5-day ticket. And they just want a park hopper. Now, this is going to give them the option that if they went to Universal during the day, they could still go to Disney at night, right? Maybe they want to go to Disney's fireworks, because there's no fireworks at Universal because they're too close. They're closer to residential areas, right? So now we're at about that same, less than the price we had. We were at what, 6,600? It was like 6,600. But their hotel is covering the whole time, and we just need to add tickets and maybe a rental car, right? I don't know that rental car through Disney is the best choice. The travel protection is the same price, $190. So now we're at 6,361, right? We're saving them money on, wrong one. We're saving them money on the hotel. Now I'm going to go back to search. And I'm going to do just tickets. I'm at Universal Orlando, theme park tickets and features only. And I'm going to do them from the day they arrive. Just that time frame, the same dates. Because this is going to give them flexibility in what they do on their vacation, and it's probably going to save them a good amount of money. So this is giving me all the options for different tickets, right? So we're scrolling down to get that 3 park. We could even do 2 park if they're not going to go to the water park, right? It depends on if they're going to go to the water park or not. I mean, it's not that much of a difference. Like, it's a difference of like $3, so it's not even worth. So 3-park. There's a 3-park 3-day, 3-park 4-day park to park. So let's say I just want to make sure I know what they can use it in. So the ticket is valid for 4 calendar days during 7 consecutive calendar day period, right? So if we do it the day after they arrive, because if they're checking in Disney, they're not going to also go over to Universal, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because they're leaving on the 17th. So this is going to cost them a total. I don't know if we can add things like, I don't know if there's travel protection for just the tickets. Let me look. There is not. So you can't do just cancel for any reason on the tickets. But as I said, Universal will let you call and change them. So I'm getting, about 10% commission. If for some reason, now if you were also arranging flights, this is where I would add commission to charge for a fee for the flight. Maybe I'd add like $100, $25 per person. But again, you don't have to. Because we are now getting a lower commission because the trip overall is lower. So now we're at, let's round that up to 2,000. We're now at 8,300. So we're saving almost $2,000 to do this. And it's definitely not good. And there is transportation. They don't have to get a car, but they could get a car. So those are just different ways that you could put that together. Now, we also have other options. We could go off of those sites and just book the tickets through the sites and go to RoomRes, right? The biggest thing is looking at what your client wants and finding all of that for them, right? I do like to compare RoomRes just in case that same hotel is less. The only difference is you can't necessarily package it together with tickets and stuff like that. But no matter what kind of booking we're doing, we should always be shopping the options for our clients to make sure we can get them what they need. No, pop up for me. You might not have it. I typically will start at least a 3-star. I don't like to put people in below a 3-star. Now there are others. Westgate Town Center Resort. There's other ones that are near. I typically, though, unless it's going to save my client a good amount, I won't go off of, like, I'll book through Disney's Good Neighbor because you can package, they'll do a deal with the tickets and everything. Part of it's also because these are lower. But I don't see the same one in here that we just booked. And that Drury Hotel is fabulous for families because of the included breakfast. This is a nice place, though, if you're looking to book homes in the Disney area. There are homes like villas and townhouses on RoomRes. But that Drury Hotel, a lot of families like it because it is saving them a lot of money. And that's kind of cool. And it has free breakfast, and they have like afternoon snacks and evening snacks out, right? But there's a lot of people look for Airbnbs in the Disney area too, but we can get these townhomes through RoomRes with these themed kids rooms. Then they're saving money if they're getting groceries and stuff like that too. So those are options as well to book. But I think like the biggest thing is we have to use some creativity when our clients want both of the things together, or even just not to spend the money to stay on property. Okay. And some of them, like, I know that when you stay, there's a this same brand hotel, the Drury, closer to Universal, and they still get early theme park admission. So some of the Good Neighbor hotels still give them the same benefits as if they were staying on property. So looking at all of that for your clients. All right. I'm going to stop the recording so we can do questions and answers.